Hi, everyone. It's Carol here, the founder of the Sleep Success Academy. And if there's one thing I understand is wanting to sleep so bad, but trying everything and nothing working. I was there back in 2017 and I know it felt awful. And that's why I'm doing the work I am today. And I just want to share with you a Facebook post that I found of someone who is struggling with sleep. And I'm going to read it to you. When I read it to you, I want you to really tune in and see if this story sounds similar to you. I know it made me sad, and yet I hear it all the time, but it just still makes me sad. So here's what this person said on Facebook. She said, I haven't slept in years. I've tried no screen time, reading, going to bed early, going to bed late. My room is always dark and cool, hot showers before bed. I take my magnesium biglycinate an hour before going to bed. No eating after 6, chamomile tea. Nothing helps. It takes me a long time to fall asleep, and I don't stay asleep, especially between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. when I get up for the day. How sad is that? It is for me because I understand that. I used to try everything as well, and I never could get into that deep sleep or stay asleep. The most I ever got back in 2016, 2017, before I decided to take drastic measures and start learning about my nervous system, was that I got 2 to 3 hours of sleep, and then that was it. And I was still able to function. I don't know how, but we do manage. Like our bodies are quite amazing that we can still manage, but we don't manage well. We don't have a great life. We're exhausted. I want to use the word irrational in a sense of like we're so tired that we can't even think clearly. Brain fog, name it. We feel that. And I get it. She's tried everything out of desperation to go to sleep. So, what I know today that I didn't know back then when I was also struggling was that the biggest reason we're not sleeping is because of a dysregulated nervous system. Raise your hand if you know what that means, right? Our nervous system is our internal guidance system. That's how I see it. And when I feel calm and when I feel regulated and when I feel at peace, joy, all those good feelings, right? So that very good energy, which is your ventral part of your nervous system, I can go to sleep good. But if I have a day where I have a lot of stress, I have a lot of anxiety, I'm rushing from one task to the next, I never take time to myself or I never unwind at all and I go, go, go all day, then my nervous system is into what we call fight or flight. And once we're into that state, if we don't have enough resiliency in our nervous system, we can't really calm down quick. We kind of stay up there. And that's where I got stuck in this stress mode, or it's the sympathetic nervous system. So in the better sleep community, we call it in the stormy seas, right? Because it starts with an S, just making it easier for us to understand what's happening. And when I'm in this stormy seas of my nervous system, I feel anxious, I feel fear, I feel, oh my God, here we go again. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. Tomorrow's going to be another bad day. The worry, what if I drive my car and I'm not careful enough? I could cause an accident, right? It goes on and on. And when we get into that state, it's so hard to get out of it if we don't have the right tools. And then another part of our nervous system, this one hasn't, well, no, it has happened to me, but not usually. I've heard it described differently by clients where they're laying in bed and they think they've got it all under control and they're not stressed at all. And they're laying in bed wide awake and they're going, how come I can't sleep? I'm not stressed. Well, what's happened then, your nervous system has gone into the freeze. And in this freeze state, it just, all this sympathetic, this stormy seas energy is there bubbling to the surface. And then the freeze comes in and goes, nope, we're not going to feel all that. We're going to repress it and put it down, pretend it's not there. And we're not able to sleep because even though we're feeling calm, it's not a true calm as you would with that very good ventral energy. It's more of a disconnected calm of repressing. And so, why is it that chamomile tea would not help with that? Because unless you're using chamomile tea as a resource to help you build resiliency in your nervous system, and you start looking at the stresses of your day and you start understanding the activation. So I can drink a nice cup of chamomile tea and actually go through my day and go, wow, like I did this, I did that today. Like those were good moments. So we call them our gains in the Better Sleep community. We really focus on our gains. But if I'm using a cup of chamomile tea and I'm drinking it and I'm saying to myself, this better work because my God, tomorrow I got a big day. And I've tried everything else. This has to be the magic solution. I am just flaring up my nervous system again with the doubts, the belief that it's not going to work, even though I'm desperate for it to work. It's not a calm energy. Desperate energy is more an activation in the nervous system. So what can we do? First, we've got to learn about our nervous system. We've got to understand, do some exercise, really tune in. Not always easy, especially not by yourself. And that's why I've put together a 6-week nervous system course. We're only doing nervous system for 6 weeks. We're going to start with learning the states, the 3 states of our nervous system. We're going to learn how to identify what I'm feeling and what are my triggers, right? What causes me to feel activated? And then what are my glimmers? What causes me to feel joy, peace, calm? And then once we start understanding that, then we can start looking at, okay, then the last hour before bed, really all day, but if we were to focus it on sleep, what is it that I'm feeling? And then what tools can I use, whether it be tapping, whether it be orienting, which we're all going to learn in this 6-week course. What tools can I use to help build resiliency in my nervous system so that when I go to bed at night, I can go to sleep? And so really what this person in her quote was saying was that she's tried everything. Nothing works. So there's beliefs in there that nothing works. So we got to look at our mindset, and that we do that more in a better sleep community. Because I do believe there's 3 components to better sleep. There are emotional well-being, which includes our emotions and the state of our nervous system. That's where we got to start. Once we have that, then we got to look at our mindset. Is there a mindset issue that's saying it's not possible for me to like sleep all night? And then once we have that, we look at our behaviors. So we can't look at behaviors first, because if our mindset and our nervous system is dysregulated, our behaviors will match the state of our nervous system. And the mindset behind it will match the state of our nervous system. Deb Dana, who I'm actually currently studying with to get deeper knowledge of the nervous system, she says that story follows state. And so what she means by that is the mindset that we're telling us, or the story that we're telling ourselves, actually starts in the state of our nervous system. So depending on the state, the story will change. So let's look at the state of our nervous system first and get you the sleep that you need and that you deserve. So if you want to join us, again, the link is in the description below. If you know someone who is struggling with sleep that wants to join us as well, just to really look at their nervous system part of it, or if you are a decent sleeper but want to learn more about your nervous system, this course is for you. And I look forward to seeing you on the course on Tuesday, January 3rd. Thanks.